Hi Sagittarius, I hope you guys are doing fantastic today. This is going to be general messages for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for November 1st through November 14th. And to get your messages today, I'm going to be first using the Tarot de la Nuit to pull a Celtic cross spread for you. And then the Arcanum deck, I'm going to be doing an X spread after I sweep the Celtic cross spread. The reason I'm doing an X spread rather than a basic lover spread is because I generally do get love messages in the regular Celtic cross spread. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me though, guys, and let's get right into it. I did pre-shuffle, so let me just cut and I will be working in the astrology as we go along. Okay, let's get right to it. Okay, the first card that represents your situation is the Temperance reverse. Then we have the Page of Pentacles crossing you. The crowning for this particular spread is the Eight of Cups. I'm going to pull a separate crowning for the general 2-week period. Foundation, Ace of Swords. Okay, recent past, we have the Empress energy. Future, near future, we have the Hermit. Representing you right now is the Sun reverse. It's still very positive. An external influence to you is the Ten of Wands. Your fear is the Nine of Swords. And the outcome is the Five of Swords. Okay, some conflict. So we'll talk about this and we will qualify as we go along. Okay. I do want to just say before we get into this, Sag, as far as those of you in a love space, we do have Venus in your sign, right? We have Venus in Sagittarius from November 1st to the 25th, and this is an awesome 3-week period for you. It's a very sexy time period for you. Really, you guys are just going to be very magnetic. You're going to be really wanting to share with somebody close to you. If you have this a +1, that's awesome. If you don't, you meet somebody new. Just don't rush that finish line. Rush to the finish line right now in this energy, just because we do have Mercury retrograde. Half our life is Mercury's retrograde, half our life. We can't stop what we're doing. But if you do meet somebody during this time period, take it light and just have a really good time and just enjoy this 3-week period. If you feel after that it's something that's going to stick, then start talking about commitment and other things towards the end of November into December. November 20th, Mercury goes direct, but then it's still in shadow until the almost the second week of December. But let's get right into this, and I'll talk about the other energies as we go along. But right now the situation is Temperance. So Sagittarius, this tells me that you're dealing with a situation that is not feeling emotionally fair to you on some level, because Temperance in the upright is all about taking what you need and the other person or the situation. It could even be what your job requires of you. It could be what your classes require of you. There's some sort of requirement external to you. And normally in the upright, it's, the blending of these two energies. It's the alchemical card. It's making things happen from that point of blending, of compromising, of understanding, of empathy. In the reverse, there's a lack of feeling that there's this lack of understanding, lack of compromise, and the inability to blend two things together in a comfortable way. So if this has to do with work, this can indicate that you're just not feeling really right at work. Now, I do want to say that in the beginning of November, on that November 5th, it's going to be a little weird in the career with that Mars-Pluto square, only in that you're going to feel like people are being very backstabbing. Things are just not being handled in a fair way. That is just the energy of the Mars-Pluto square. So because this covers within that period, this Temperance reverse could certainly have to do with your career. But it's also causing strain in relationships in general. And it's just this lack of meeting of the mind. So it might be that, okay, as far as the situation goes. We're not there yet. So just hold on and see. If that is the situation, it's not a long transit. So let's just see what goes on, because then we do have the Page of Pentacles. That's kind of why I'm saying it, because Page of Pentacles is very positive. Page of Pentacles is the start of something new. So this could be a new job, because Pentacles can be resources, right? Can be money. This could be you moving into a new home, anything in the tangible and the physical. But Pentacles are also how we do relationships. So this would definitely be you starting a new cycle, a new phase with a partner. Doesn't mean that they're brand new. You guys could be together forever, right? But relationships have cycles, right? It's ebbs and flows. And especially, you know, with this, the first 2 weeks for you guys having this, you know, beautiful, you know, Venus inflection in your sign, I think it's just beautiful for you guys to be connecting, because it's all about connecting. So you have this weirdness. Now, this might even be two different things. Like the Temperance reverse could be something going on at work. Then in your private relationship, you have this Page of Pentacles energy crossing you. That's almost like blessing you. That's making the time period even a little bit lighter for you. Okay, it's a general message. Take it as you see fit. Then we have the Eight of Cups that's crowning the energy. So the Eight of Cups is you really working towards, you know, attaining what it is that you're looking for. This is your ambitions, right? And you're very ambitious. You're working hard. You know you're not there yet, Sag. You know that you haven't arrived at whatever it is you're working towards. Now, this doesn't have to, let's say you have arrived at your career, but maybe you're not exactly where you want in your relationship and you're actively working towards that. Or your relationship is amazing, but you're still working actively towards something in your career. Cups is anything that really speaks to our heart space, right? Really anything. So I do like that, right? As your crowning energy, it really is. And you're very focused here too, because the Eight of Cups, there is a healthy ego about it, where you're very streamlined and focused. That could annoy people, and that needs to be okay with you, because you are on your path, you're on your journey, and this is your focus right now. You know it's right, you know it's wrong for you, and you're just working very diligently towards that. Now, as the foundation, we have the Ace of Swords, which is, you know, there is an aggression to the Ace of Swords, but I really like it, because this is all about thoughts, words, framing reality, and the truth, and you being very fundamentally aware of what the truth is for you within your life. So you understand the truth of this job, you understand the truth of this friendship, relationship, whatever you're in, whatever you're involved in. There's a definitive understanding of what's necessary to start this next cycle, because Ace is about new beginning, right? New ideas, a new perspective. There's a brand newness to this. And I really like that. I really do. And it's not without a lot of thought and consideration from you, because in the past we have the Empress energy. So you were in a space of really trying to figure stuff out to grow your life, to get to where you wanted to go. The Empress is the mother of the tarot. So there's perpetually pregnant, right? Always full of ideas, full of projects, full of plans, full of things to cultivate, nurture, and birth, and then go on to the next thing, right? So I do feel like in the past, you have really been very much like a go-getter in trying to just gather your life together. Just gather your life together. And that doesn't have to only be resources or a home. It could be, you know, figuring out your friendships, figuring out your relationships, really getting in touch with what's necessary to grow something within your family, or certainly within an intimate relationship for sure, but very actively trying to grow something. So, I mean, that's really awesome where you're coming from. Now, this could also be you being very aware and a very awake mindset in the past of what's not working for you and what relationships aren't working for you and what you need to let go of, you know? I really do like that. And I feel like, you know what? I feel like you guys, like right now, as I'm filming this before this time period, I do feel like there's a lot of thinking going on. There's something tickling you that's happening in your life right now, one area or another, whether it's your job or relationship. Because I'm just thinking, we do have this Venus-Neptune square November 14th, and this is about somebody trying to make you feel guilty. But no one can send you on a guilt trip without your participation. So you really want to stand in your truth. If in work, if a colleague is trying to emotionally manipulate you, or if a partner is trying to emotionally manipulate you, you know, we don't all share the same values or attitudes, and anyone who tries to coerce you right now, really, you're just not having it. You're just not having it. And I feel like you're in a very pensive state. Yeah, because in the past, you're in this Empress energy, which is you're figuring out what you need to move things forward and to grow things. And then when we go into the near future, we have the Hermit energy. So this does show me you being very pensive. Really, really pensive right now. Yeah. I love the Hermit energy, though. It's very, very healthy energy. It's you going into your own mental space to really think about what's necessary, what you need, really getting in touch. I mean, some of you might be dealing with a Virgo, but it's really thinking about what's necessary for this next step to happen. I really like that with the Empress energy, Sag. You guys are very, very like in your head, figuring out what your next step is, what this next cycle is actually going to look like for you. Now, this is even if you're partnered. We're still all our own people. This could be you figuring out, do you want more from this relationship? Or do you want different from this relationship? Even if you guys are really great together and everything is okay, natural progression of relationships, even the healthiest ones, have an ebb and flow. And we have to grow as people, as autonomous beings, even within our relationships. So I do feel like that could be the case for some of you. For others of you, everything's excellent in the relationship, but you're really trying to strategize what you want to end up really doing for the rest of your life. Are you happy on your career path? Is it still speaking to your morals and your values and what you see and what you know to be true for yourselves, right? Sagittarius, you guys are the most moral, just faith-based sign, right? Out of the zodiac. You guys just understand right and wrong and values and morals, and it's very important that you live by those values and morals. So for anyone to come in and try to compromise it's not going to bode well for them, I can tell you that. Now, as you, right, representing you, we have the Sun reverse. The Sun reverse is not only still a positive card in reverse, it does illuminate the entire spread. It does. People argue, is the Sun the most positive card? Is the World the most positive card? Who really cares, right? They're both really positive. The Sun is very positive. In the reverse, it only means that there's going to be a little bit of a delay. That's all. It's going to be a minute, and that's okay because we do have Mercury retrograde. But I like this. I feel like, you guys are really growing into like this next version of yourself in a very healthy, a very deliberate, healthy pace. I really do like that. And then look what your external energy is, 10 of Wands. Beautiful. You're letting go. Your external influence, this is necessary for growth. You're like, beautiful. 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands is, I can't take anymore. I have to put these wands down. And this, because it's an external influence, this is an external stressor that somebody is putting on you, Sagittarius. This could be a situation that's weighing you down mentally and emotionally, and not even in real time. Like the person who you're dealing with may or may not even realize that they're doing this to you, or this can just be absolute exhaustion. This is the multitasker card. This is the card of the person who has a very busy personal life, a very busy business life. It could be that where you just, you need to make a change, but it's like this catch-22 situation where you work a lot of hours, you're not particularly happy in your career. You're not particularly you're actually happy in your career maybe, but you're not particularly happy with where you're working. And you want to get a new job, but you can't get a new job because you don't have time because you're working so much, right? Or you're working so much and things need to be addressed in your relationship, but you honestly don't have the time, or you believe you don't have the time to sit down and really work things through. So it could be a number of things, but it could also just be mental. This could be your past situations weighing you down, that's creating an inability of you being able to move forward in a healthy way within your life as it is, right? And this could be unhealed scars. This could just be bitterness, or and again, don't beat yourself up if you're feeling anything like that from your past. That's normal, right? We can't work through everything and just snap out of stuff just like that. It would be great if we could, but we can't. And this is getting to you. This is pressing your pause button a little bit for this Sun reverse energy, I do feel like. Now let's talk about your fear as we have the Nine of Swords. Sure, of course. I mean, this is self-imprisonment, so it's anxiety. It's you being trapped in your own head, ruminating over not only maybe things that happen, that could be for some of you, fear of what's gonna happen if you, take a certain job, if you take that person back, if you stay in this relationship, fill in the blank. But it's an anxiety about something in your life that's profound enough where it's really getting into your head. This is the 9 a.m. card, right? This is you, if you're not staying up at night, this is really very intrusive thoughts throughout the day of what do I do, what do I do, what do I do, and really not being able to move past something. And this is a fear I'm getting, because it's a fear. You're fearing this, you're fearing making a wrong decision for the fear that it's not going to bode well for you. The outcome here is we have the 5 of Swords, which is about conflict. It's about conflict between you and another. Now, this could be the other side of yourself, right? Because we all have male and female energies within us. But it could certainly be conflict with another person, where it's the kind of conflict where 5 of Swords energy is just you're not having a meeting of the minds. There's no meeting of the minds. It's like you're saying black, they're saying white. They're saying sky, you're saying ground. It's just like you guys can't get on the same page for love and money. You just can't. Now, this can be because of ego, or can just be because one of you has grown, one of you has changed, one of you has evolved. And the thing is, if you're not vibing on the same level with somebody, it's almost impossible to stay in something in that headspace with them. If somebody is waking up a little more rapidly than the other person, it's very difficult to try to navigate through those things. So let's pull some more energy for that outcome. I mean, the rest of it actually makes sense to me. It really does. But I want to know what's going on with this situation. Let's see what we got. The Emperor reverse. Okay, Sagittarius. So you may be dealing with somebody who has narcissistic tendencies, and I'm not going to say narcissistic personality disorder. I always want to clarify that, because that really is a diagnosis that is in the DSM, and I'm not saying that. And I say that, and a lot of us say that for ease. So let me clarify that. In this conflict, you might be dealing with somebody who's deflecting, who's gaslighting, who's trying to place more of the blame on you, not looking at themselves at all. If there is an apology and it's simply like, I'm sorry you feel like that. That's a bullshit apology, right? Or something like that. But I do get that you're dealing with somebody who's very, very headstrong and unfair. Now, this could definitely be a boss. This could certainly be an irrational, illogical parent. This could be, it's a general reading, but you're dealing with somebody who is really not looking at themselves. Yeah, I mean, King of Pentacles, to have that with the Emperor reverse, the King of Pentacles reverse is, this is somebody who really just doesn't get it in the here and now. They're not responsible with resources, or they're manipulative with resources, one or the other. Either they're manipulative with resources, or they're highly irresponsible, like they just don't get it. And they also don't understand healthy connection. Because a King of Pentacles upright understands what's necessary for a healthy connection to happen within any sort of relationship. They understand compassion and empathy and compromise. And I'm getting that you're dealing with a person within a situation that is not able to do that. Oh, but then we have the Lovers card. So you're feeling quite confused, because the Lovers is, first of all, it's the need to make a decision that is going to impact the future of whatever it is that's in this heart space right now. When I say heart space, that matters to you. So this could certainly be any kind of soulmate situation that's going on. When I say soulmate, I mean where you are learning lessons from this person or this situation, okay? This can be a significant other where you guys are having this conflict, but you're getting into a space where, because it's upright, we have issues. Yes, we do. let's work through them. The Lovers is not the card where people look, oh, the Lovers card, this is amazing. It's amazing if you're willing to put the work in, because the Lovers haven't arrived yet. They have to get through these clouds that are in the middle. In the typical Rider-Waite, there is Archangel Raphael on the top and a beautiful sun that's blessing the union. But regardless, it's this, looking at each other and looking at a situation and saying, all right, we both want this. We know we have to work at it, because we definitely have stuff we need to sieve through here. There's fog, there's muck, and I like getting this with the Five of Swords, because that's exactly what the Five of Swords is. Five of Swords is arguing because everything is so foggy. You honestly don't get them, and they honestly don't get you. But I'm sensing that in this arguing, they were being really, really unfair. But then we end up in this Lover's energy where it's like, okay, let's try to work this out. Now, if this could also, guys, this can also be a boss, though. This could be a boss realizing that they haven't been treating you fairly. This could be a significant other realizing they haven't treated you fairly. Or this could just be the two of you realizing maybe you weren't treating each other fairly, right? But there's some sort of resolve. Let's pull another card to find out, how did we go from the Emperor reverse and King of Pentacles reverse to the Lover's card where there's a willingness? And for the love, if this was reversed, this would just be about your shadow side of your personalities coming out, and that would actually be in alignment with this kind of negative, for lack of a better term, energy, but it's positive and it's the upright. So let's see what else we got. Yeah, oh my gosh. So the strength reverse is all about ego. Just really letting ego drive the day. Oh my gosh, there was a big argument here. And then we have the Page of Wands reverse. Oh, you guys are doing a lot of communicating here. Page of Wands reverse. This is not only the card of delay. Can't pick this up for goodness sake. Oh my gosh. Page of Wands is not only a delay in a new cycle happening. It's like you guys pressing the pause button and you guys having the conversations. There's a minute here. Page of Wands is like, hold the phone. We can't go anywhere until we have a conversation. So I feel like all that happened, and then we have that Page of Wands energy and the Six of Swords reverse. I kind of like this, because this is you guys in a space of saying, you know what, like I need to mentally check out of this. Like I need to leave this situation for a minute. I need to take a breather. From this. And then we have the Judgment card. So you guys are going to take a minute. Some of you may be in no contact right now, or some of you just might be in a weird space with something. When I say no contact, guys, I actually also mean like this could be your employer or an employee where you guys are just not dealing. There's like this sense of not dealing with the Six of Swords. Like, bye, I need to take a minute and think about this. It doesn't need to be permanent, but it does mean leaving something, someone, a situation, a job, a situation for a minute. And it could just be mental, because it's reverse. I feel like at least in your head, you're stepping away, if not in real time. But then we have the Judgment card. I like this, man. This is about you guys taking ownership, of taking a real panoramic and getting very real about what has really gone on here. And realizing that maybe you guys weren't both acting in the best interest of the situation, not only for yourselves, but for each other and the situation, the relationship, whatever it is that you're dealing with. But I like that it's upright, because it shows that you guys are looking right at each other, where you guys are judging and assessing what's really gone on. If it was reverse, it would be like somebody's still playing these mind games with themselves into this space. Now, you might be in a space with this person right now where they're still in this Emperor reverse energy and this ego place. But I do get that there's going to be an evolving out of that, where conversations are going to be happening, where this Lover's card is going to be able to come into play. And you guys, this is I love these two cards together, right? As that final outcome, because this is you guys getting real with whatever situation it is, and you figuring out, like, do I really want to stick with this or not? Do I really want to stick with it? The Lover's upright does show willingness to try to work things out. Okay? I'm going to pull a yes, no card for this, okay? Because I don't feel like this is like an ex. I feel like this is somebody, if this is a relationship, you guys are just on a weird break or in a weird space. If this has to do with a job, I feel like you're still there. Or maybe you guys just had a big argument. But it's not, I don't feel like this deep past vibe from this. So I feel like this is like a separate kind of thing. But yes, no, Spirit, please give us some information here. Okay, is Sagittarius going to have a positive outcome with this Judgment and Lover's energy with this person or situation? I'm not honoring reversals in the yes, no. Six of Pentacles. Eight of Wands. Good. Two of Cups. I'm not honoring reversals. The yes, no. Two of Cups. Yeah. Man, I like this. I like this. This is beautiful. You know why? Because this is real. This is real. So Six of Pentacles tells me that you guys are going to find a space where you're going to be able to be supportive of each other. Six of Pentacles is about helping each other out. It's doing each other a solid. Now, it could be having to do with finances. Okay, fine. But really, I'm feeling like Six of Pentacles here is you asking your partner and them asking you, like, what do you really need emotionally? Like, what do you need in this relationship? And you guys really just kind of sharing your cups, man. Just getting together and figuring out what you need. But there's a lot of feeling here, and I do like that. It's going to happen quick, though, Sag. Eight of Wands. This is quick. This is quick communication. This is something happening very quick. And I do feel like with this Venus in, you know, in your sign, these first 3 weeks, things are going to get very, like, you know, heated in a sexy way, kind of like, you know, let's figure this out. Don't get discouraged, though, if within the communication it ends up getting really heated and you feel like if they're trying to manipulate you or you end up trying to manipulate them, try not to like get caught up in that and keep your eye on the prize, keep your eye on the big picture. And remember, I don't care what this is. If this is something in your heart space, whether it's a partner, a job, a family member, this person is close to your heart. So just remember, you're on the same team. You're on the same team. And remember that as you're working through these energies. I really like this outcome for you, yeah. So let's pull some cards from the Arcanum for those of you who are in an ex situation, okay? See what we get. Okay, Sag, you know what? I'm actually going to do a part 2 for you for your X spread, okay? Because this camera that I have, it runs out at 30 minutes, and I want to be able to do a good spread for you for your X spread, okay? So I'm going to see you on the other side, and I will post this as a part 2, an X spread, okay? Okay, see you on the other side. Bye-bye.